I've created a Google document actually of all of my conquered thoughts, and this is one of the things I'd put in there if I were you. Yeah, if you want to create one like this, like me. Two of them in there are big ones that I've had for a long time, and I think that when you write it out and you type it out, it gives you power over it because you've shined a 10,000 lumen flashlight on it. It's not hidden anymore. It's not bugging, your subconscious anymore. You've brought it to your conscious mind. You've described it all, and you've also elucidated how you've overcome it. Even if you haven't overcome it, writing that you've overcome this thought overcomes it because you've now articulated to your mind consciously that this is something you can handle, that you are making a conscious decision to put this thought behind you because you recognize that it doesn't serve you. But too many people think that that's too much to ask of their subconscious, that's too much to ask of the universe. So I encourage you, before I go to into a tangent with that, to do the same thing. But this was one of the thoughts right here, was that just because you have a good idea and that you believe that a good idea is a popular idea that perhaps many people have thought of, does not take away any permission for you to also bring to the market your own version of it, right? Because you have no idea. The truth is, you don't know that other people's are successful or that they're meeting those needs or filling that gap the way that yours would. All you should think about is making yourself valuable, making yourself someone that is excited to bring products or solutions to the world in a way that is authentic to you. And it doesn't have to be something that you're an expert in, but if you've identified something, this money-making model makes it possible for you to create an unlimited amount of products simply from an idea, feed it to the algorithm that is provided to you inside of Monetize, and voila, you have something now. You have something to test against the market. You have something to test against, social proof, and see if it's actually something that people want. And that should be your only concern, is like, am I acting on this? Don't just have ideas. And I think that's one of the most valuable things that this will do to your mindset, is shifting your thinking from appreciating an idea for an idea and going a step further and knowing with confidence to bring it to market, to construct it, to actually make it real. And the cool thing about this day and age is that we don't have to create a product that's in physical form anymore. We can create a PDF, we can create a course, we can create a video course or a step-by-step blueprint or some kind of technical document, something that people can use without having to invest so much money or invest time on a programmer or a coder, unless you want to. If you have the money, then perfect, but you don't have to, is my point. You can sell information, and the reason you can sell information is because as easy as everything is now, as easy as it is to Google search something, people still match their laziness to the ease of which they can access something. And what I mean by that is, if you can filter all the information that's out there, that's available to everybody, if you can filter it down to a 30-page pamphlet, as an example, people will pay you for that simply on the basis that you're saving them the time of doing it themselves, of crunching all of this information down to something that's easy to consume and put into action. Because that's also something that isn't just out there. You have to look for it. You have to kind of think about all this information out. So picture someone that is okay with searching all the answers that are out there. You're relieving that person of so much mental bandwidth that they can now put into just the execution of having the information. And that's what people want. They want their time back. This actually gives people freedom. And that's why people spend money, is for the experience of freedom, right? It's for the experience that things are being taken care of, right? And that's wonderful. It's fun. And so that's what I've been involved in. So I've come up with this idea, and I'm in the middle of constructing a PDF file now that simplifies it so that I can start sharing it. Today, I went to a sales training that was given to us on behalf of my job that I work at, my 9 to 5. I notice how in this sales training, although I'm learning great things and I'm excited about what they're teaching us, and I'm seeing ways to do my job better, I also recognize that if I had a choice and I had to choose between being a full-time salesman for the rest of my life or for the next 40 years, or be a digital marketer, I'd much rather do that. Why? Because it allows me, theoretically speaking, to be in multiple places at once. I actually don't have to be anywhere. Once the system's in place, all I need to do is upkeep the system, keep it current, keep it updated, and it works for me. I can be sleeping and making sales. Why? Because the ads run themselves, the website runs on its own 24/7. So this concept of being a salesman forever is not congruent with my goals or with the lifestyle that I see for myself in the future anymore, because at one time did. And I thought that it was fair to settle for myself by saying, hey, it's okay that this isn't something you want to do for the rest of your life. It's okay if this isn't the thing. Just do it temporarily. Just do it for now to gain some income, some capital, and then you can put that capital towards building your own business or what have you, right? But the thing that we don't oftentimes consider is that what you do more of, you'll think more of and you'll do more of because of it. So case in point, if I was right now, no, it's not if, I know that this is happening actually, because I noticed after leaving the sales training that I found it just a smidge, but a little bit of an effort to get my mind, my thinking, to get my mindset back into the identity of a business owner, of an online business owner. I've been thinking as an employee who is a salesman who sells for someone else's mission. And that's fine. But it requires effort. It's not nothing is my point. I think that's why I've recognized a need, and I've seen just how important it is to the time that I do have to myself, the time that I do have as an owner of my time when I'm not lending it to my 9 to 5. I see just how crucial it is that if I want to get to my goals, my personal goals, I have to start using it like a business owner. I can't be divvying up my time. It's too precious when 8 hours of it are already dedicated to someone else's dream. It's too precious for me and you to barter with your time. Say, oh, well, it's okay if I just spend 10 minutes on this game. Like, it's just 10 minutes. Let my mind de-stress. And if I let my mind de-stress, then I'll be able to actually focus on what it is I really need to do. But what you don't realize is that you're training your mind to prioritize certain things, and you're putting what actually matters to you lower on the totem pole of priorities of what's important to you. And therefore it's really is a psychological phenomenon that the more you do this, you're telling the universe, you're communicating to the ether that it's not as important as this. That me building this business so that I can provide for myself and my loved ones the life that I know that I and they deserve, it's not as important. The results that you're getting in life continue to be second best, like not as good as they could be, were you to put all of your time that is available to you towards what it is that you actually want. It's funny because we think that it's just such grueling work. We think that it's just like tough to just get down in our chair and like spend an hour or two doing the thing that we said is that we know is important, that we need to dedicate our time to. But I think it's two things. For one, we put too much pressure on the outcome of that time that we're spending. We're envisioning that what we're going to produce has to be perfect, knowing that we're not even experts in what we're doing. So it doesn't make sense. We need to appreciate the fact that we're in a process of learning something new. We're in a process of becoming, and that it's simply just interesting to see how far I can take this. And the other side, so that's one way to look at it, which is a lot better than I think most people do, and how I used to think of it. It's like, I gotta be a business owner. I gotta like really be a copywriter. Like putting so much pressure on the end result of the time I was spending was causing me to procrastinate it, because I knew that my expectations were higher than my abilities, right? But you need to be realistic in the timeline and the time that it takes for anyone to become an expert. And you need to be excited rather for the journey, for just the fun of testing your fortitude and testing your tenacity. And like, how much can I go through something brand new that makes me feel like an idiot for the sake of becoming an absolute expert and a menace in this field in a way that's going to allow me to get paid what I want. That's really all it is. But on the other side, what people also do is they procrastinate. So Jason Fladlin, I'll put it this way. Jason Fladlin really brought this to my attention. I think it's actually I knew it was going to make a difference for me when I heard it, but the more I thought about it in my head, the more that actually became true, which was to reverse engineer the way that you procrastinate things. So if you're someone that knows they got to get a certain thing done, you've even got it on your to-do list or whatever it might be, but you find yourself doing other things, the things other than that you think are sort of preparing you in a sense of letting your mind run in the grass for a little bit before it comes in for dinner time or before it comes in to do its homework. If you picture it like that, reverse engineer that and say, I'm going to see how long I can procrastinate watching that TV show. I'm going to see how long I can put off doing the things I'm not supposed to be doing. And in a way, they kind of become a reward, but the more that you do this, And this is the other point I wanted to make, and I hope I don't forget it. The more that you do this, the less likely you are to do the thing that you're wanting to do, because you end up getting the fulfillment that you would have otherwise gotten from that in doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. And that's what you wanted the whole time. But in basically giving yourself that instant access to dopamine, you remove the motivation, the fire that it would have been inside of you to make what you're doing well. It takes away the desire to do your work diligently and in a way that you're proud of, because you've already felt good. And so you're in relaxed mode now. You're like in whatever mode. But if you put off what your mind is wanting to do, what your emotions are telling you are better right now, by doing what will be better for you in the future, the confidence that you get from that, because you end up seeing what your future can be like if you continue this train of thought, this behavior, the confidence you get from that releases the dopamine that calls you to keep doing that again and again and again and again. And it leads you to those 10,000 hours. And that goes hand in hand with my final point, that if you really want to be great at something, you will be someone that enjoys it. That thing that you want to be great at, the more that you do this thing, the skill that you attain from focusing all of your time on it, all of that comes together in a way that fills every crevice and every air bubble in your attention span and your awareness, that brings on more ideas, that excites you to learn more of what you don't know. It leads you to be curious about, like, what else is there out there? What else is out there? What else am I capable of tuning my awareness to? Like, what other ways are there to think about this? Because you've learned so much. Like when you obsess over something like that, and I don't mean obsess in an unhealthy way, and that's the other beautiful thing about it, is like any time that you would have spent listening to music, watching a show, if you take all of those cues and instead see those as cues for your one definite chief aim in life, your one goal, and the thing and the vehicle that you're using to get there, it's a hack. It's a life hack. It's a brain hack. It's a learning hack. It's an expertise hack. It's a confidence hack. If I told myself that this is what I want, what else am I supposed to do on my free time but getting closer to that which I want? And I'll leave you guys with that. I hope that made sense to you. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope that you resonate. And I hope you're doing well in your own life. And I'm so fired up, but at the same time, I'm just glad to be able to articulate these ideas, because there's something about expression of self that we all look for, and being able to have this platform on which to do it is very nice, okay? Because also the other side of this is that I get to go back after 10 years and see what got me where I'm at. And that's exciting too. So anyways, hope you all have a good rest of your day. I hope to see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, give the video a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.